after taking a deep dive into this tape this morning, offensively, that first half was totally unacceptable. That's not up to our standard. Too many just mental errors, missed details here and there, not on the same page, and not good enough. Second half, especially starting with that last drive of the second quarter, that's who we got to be, and for all the slow starts that we've had, the run game has been an area where we've been consistently creating some space. That didn't happen until that drive as well. So not good enough early. Finished strong, way more what we need to be. Unfortunately, that last drive is in that 4-minute situation. We gotta finish with the ball in our hands. Defensively, from a coverage standpoint, just not clean football, especially down the stretch there. We had moments of playing to our standard, but in those critical moments, the winning moments, especially that last drive there, we got to be on our details, and it wasn't good enough. From especially in standpoint, I thought we played winning football. I thought the 44-yard net by Timo was excellent, and then we kicked the ball extremely well, 5 for 5. One of those being a 58-yarder, so promising, especially from a kicking perspective.
Jeff, what's the plan for this week for you guys?
We're going to go into a deep dive on this, on our self-scout stuff. So today we're going to attack this game and put this game to bed, learn and grow from it as best we can. And then tomorrow we're going to go into a deep dive into our self-scout, figure out on all three sides of the ball, what are we doing well? What do we need to get better at? Schematically, what do we need to do more? What do we need to potentially eliminate? But take a hard look at ourselves so these guys leave before they go to the bye with a real clear idea of this is who we are right now, this is what we're doing well, and this is where we can improve both individually and collectively.
Jeff, is there any thought to changing the play calling structure on defense, whether that's you giving it to somebody else or changing like how the process works or anything like that?
Not as of today, but the next couple of days we'll definitely assess everything.
Jeff, we didn't ask you after the game about the decision when you guys scored to make it 23-16, whether to go for one or go for two there. What was the decision making there?
I was just comfortable being up by 8 right there.
Was it a debate at all? Because Aaron said he was under the impression before the series that you guys were going to go for 2.
Yeah, and then as the series went, just became more comfortable with going up by 8 at that point.
Jeff, what was your message to the guys going into the bye week in terms of the players? Or I guess you guys are still meeting tomorrow, but in general, what's the message going to be?
Well, the big part of it was to be in your feet, first of all. Like, the time for taking a deep breath is not yet. Like, we got to take a deep dive into who we are, just be completely honest and hear the criticisms and grow from the criticisms. And that's not just players, that's coaches as well, not being stubborn to the point where anybody's pointing the finger at anybody else other than themselves. Obviously, like I said, today will be about this game, and then going forward, we'll go into all that we've done this season, both good and bad, and I'm hopeful that the players really come away from these next couple of days with a clear idea of the plan to get better and become the team we need to become.
Jeff, what was the decision to bench Tony Adams?
Well, there's a lot of different things that went into that, and I'd rather not expand on that, but there's a lot of things that went into that.
Was it strictly football related, or was there some sort of off the field or disciplinary thing?
No, it was not disciplinary by any means.
Hey, Jeff, just with Aaron, last 2 games, only 6 pass attempts that he's tried over 10 yards. Now, I get it. You guys are seeing a lot of zone defense, so that's probably a factor. But would you like to see him be more aggressive to try to get more explosives?
Yeah, I think there's always that balance, like you got to create explosives. It's one of the biggest indicators for winning games. But at the same time, it's like you said, when the coverage dictates the check down or the short intermediate throw, you got to take that as well. So we're always searching for ways to get the ball down the field. Sometimes it doesn't happen because of the coverage. Sometimes it doesn't happen because of the protection. A lot of things go into it. But you're absolutely right. We need to get the ball going down the field more often.
Does he look hesitant or gun shy?
No, I think he has he's historically one of the best as far as protecting the ball and not putting the ball in jeopardy. So I think a lot of it's that, it's his, it's his, for the team, he never wants to put the ball at risk. He never wants to give interceptions, and he's done that his entire career. And I think that's a big part of it.
Jeff, how difficult has this been for you from a defensive standpoint? I mean, this has been your baby for a couple of years, and right now, you would admit there's been a little bit of a drop off. So how tough has that been?
Oh, it's extremely hard to see the unit not perform as well as they're capable of performing, so that's on me and our staff and on every defensive player in there to regain the standard that we've created here the last couple of years, because you're right, we're not playing as well as we need to play, and we're not playing as well as we're capable of playing. So part of that will be this week and getting back on track.
Rick, how did Olu perform in his first start at left tackle?
Played well. Like, this kid is, like I had said before, he's exactly what we thought we were getting in him. He's intelligent. He's athletic. He's big. He's powerful. He checks all the boxes other than experience, So the more he plays, the better he's going to get.
Take a couple more for Coach. A couple more.
You said at the top in your recap, Brick, about the mental errors on offense for the first, few drives. Is that why at this point in the year, why are those popping up so much? Is that something being lost between coaching and, teaching it to the players, or is that on the players? Is it something defensively the Colts showed? Why so many mental errors?
It's a little bit of all that, but when I say that, I'm not saying that it's okay. It's not okay at all, and there's a high level of accountability in this building regarding that, and that's part of what this week is about too. Do we have too much? Do we have too little? How are we presenting the information? Everything has to be looked at, and it's our only chance to improve this thing is to really take a deep dive on the teaching, the learning process, players, coaches, all of it.